Hello friends, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about the human brain organoids and the experiment where scientists grew the human brain organoid next to the decapitated spine of a mouse, and it was able to make connections and use the muscles. But first, let's talk about some of the ethical concerns. So, the little human brain organoids become more complex the longer we let them grow. They end up resembling a tiny premature human brain. They even have all the structures you would imagine in a developing human brain. Probably one of the more concerning things is that a mature human brain organoid behaves very much like a premature baby's brain. Now, the researchers did acknowledge that they weren't able to do brain mapping of fetuses prior to birth, but if you look at a 22-week-old baby, that's a preterm EEG, you can see very similar burst patterns. And those are just natural spikes in neural activity that we see in our brains. When we get to be adults, they're a lot more active. These brainwaves are similar to deep sleep, so the kind of activity we would have when we're very much unconscious. But I do know what you guys were waiting for, so let's talk about the experiment. So scientists took the spine of a mouse, they placed it on an air interface. The brain organoid was simply growing near the body. Over time, it sent out these little dendritic cells and actually connected with the spine and grew into it. When they sent electrical signals through the brain organoid, it was able to evoke contractions in the muscle. But once it learned to use the muscles, it could do contractions independently. The fact that the brain organoid was able to do spontaneous contractions is really, really important. It shows that it does have some activity going on that's probably similar to what's going on in our brains, granted on a very micro scale. This experiment also means that the brain organoids could be used in repairing things like spinal damage. And if you guys want to learn a little bit more about what happened when we implanted a brain organoid into a mouse's skull and how that actually interfaced, I can definitely do a more detailed video on that.